Yeah, some new music there from Jordan Feliz. Next to me, it's a good one too. Rhema Brekky here on your midweek Wednesday morning. It is coming up to 9 minutes after 8. Mick right in the chair with you through until 9. I hope you can stick around. Some more great Christian music still to come. And of course, our very special guest this morning has joined us on the line from Samaritans Perth. Dan Stevens is there. Dan, good morning to you, mate.
Hey, Mick, good morning. Good to be with you.
It is good to have you on the line, mate. Now, I can tell already there is a little bit of an accent there, Matt. Where are you from originally?
Yeah, so if you might be able to tell from the accent. I can't disguise it very well, man. But yeah, I'm American. Been in Australia almost 4 years now. So yeah, I've been with Samaritans Perth. Actually came out here 2019 during the fires. Came out here to help coordinate some of the relief efforts, and loved it so much, just decided to stay.
Yeah, look, I know plenty of Americans who've done the same thing. They've come out for different reasons and thought, yep, you know what, I like it out here. Let's just put some roots down and just get into life in Australia. So well done. What are the favourite things about life in Australia for you?
Oh, man, it's such a fantastic place to live, man. Like the quality of life, the people, the beaches. Yeah, man, it's just everything about it. With my work, I've been able to travel around the country a lot, and everywhere you go, it's just awesome. Like the next place you see just feels like there's it just keeps getting better and better. And oh man, just such a fantastic country with incredibly warm, welcoming people. Dude, love it.
Mate, I think what we'll have to do is get in touch with Tourism Australia. I think you'd be a great candidate for us back in the States for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, mate, again, you came out here to Australia through your role with Samaritans Perth. Now, I know we do work with Samaritans Perth here usually every year for the Christmas Shoebox Appeal, which is a great initiative helping kids out in different countries who are doing it pretty tough. But your particular stream, I guess, is around bushfire season. And obviously, bushfire season will be on us very, very shortly indeed with our Australian summer coming. We've got some warm temperatures on the way again too coming this week. So what would be some of the tips, firstly, that you'd be able to share with people listening in about maybe just around their own houses and property to get ready for bushfire season?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, as you mentioned, just kind of first, Samaritans Perth, our organization is probably best known for the Operation Christmas Child, the Christmas Shoeboxes, which is a fantastic program. But a lot of people don't know that we actually have a very robust international and domestic disaster relief program that operates both here in Australia and throughout the world. So what happens after disasters is we mobilize teams of volunteers, mostly from local churches within the area, kind of tapping into the church network, organizing people, and then equipping them with the tools and the resources they need to get out and help their neighbors who have been affected by a disaster. And it just creates fantastic opportunities to just love people, meet them in their time of need, and just mobilize the church to kind of get out and be the hands and feet and just kind of serve during times of disaster. So what we've seen a lot in Australia in the last few years, especially 2019, 2020, getting into bushfires, is we were operating in Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, South Australia, kind of all over after fires, coming in and helping families after they've experienced a bushfire and you maybe lost their home or lost their sheds or pieces of the property, to help them kind of do the cleanup and the rebuilding. And what we've seen over and over again is that most of the people that we assist after a bushfire say that they never expected the fire to reach them. And because of that, many of them were not prepared. They hadn't prepared their properties. So as we get into this season, we just kind of wanted to put the word out to people to be like, hey, there's steps you can take to be ready, to hopefully you're not on the bad end of a fire.
Sure. Now, what are some of those steps that people would be able to do themselves, I guess, around their homes and properties?
Yeah, so it's actually if you get on the internet, you can look on our website, samaritanspirth.org .au, or really just Google. There's tons of resources with fire preparedness. But I'll kind of tell you the big picture, kind of 4 steps. First of all, it's just to understand and monitor your risk. Every property is different. Every situation is different. Where how close you are to bushland. Is there a history of bushfires in your area? There's some fantastic apps out there right now that will help you track whether their fires are close to you. And the RFS even has one where you can put in your postcode in a map, and it'll show you like recent fires that have been around you and the risk. Just fantastic resources out there to kind of know and understand the risk for your specific property.
Yeah. That is cool. That is a massive help. And with technology being what it is today, pretty much everybody has got some sort of a smartphone in their back pocket that they carry around. So to have a rural fire service app there, and like you say, we can go to the website Samaritan's Purse and check out some of the info on there too. I mean, they are great resources, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's kind of been so helpful to have that stuff available to help you plan. And then we talk about all the time that after you kind of know what you need, we kind of know your risk, starting to create a safety plan. In an emergency, if you have to think about what you're going to do, you're already too late. Like you're already a step too late on the ball if you have to try to think about it. So what we want to encourage people is to think about it beforehand. Yeah. You obviously can't plan for everything, but considering the most likely scenarios in planning for your situation, your environment, if you were to have to evacuate, start to making through a plan. Who would you need to take? Obviously the family, but maybe also the pets. Yep. Maybe there's an elderly, parent, grandparent, or neighbors around you, and you want to think, we really need to think about them and make sure that they've got a safe plan as well.
Sure.
Thinking about, even if fire crews needed to access your property, would they be able to get on with the way that your property currently is with trees, or maybe you need to do something to make sure that a fire truck can get to your house. Just kind of thinking through these steps of making a plan beforehand.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you mentioned before there when, obviously if people lose a shed, a house, or some sort of a dwelling, it is a devastating time in their life for sure, particularly if they have just gotten out by the skin of their teeth, and thankfully they have, with everybody intact, but a lot of belongings are all left behind, so that usually gets wiped out. How does Samaritan's Purse get on the ground with those guys to actually help them out? And what are some of the things that you guys specifically do, like around food, clothing, shelter, etc.?
Yeah, great. So we in the kind of the disaster relief and recovery world, Samaritan's Purse, we kind of fit in as second responders or early. Basically, we're not trying to do what SES does, what their RFS does. Sure. Let the first responders come in and do their thing. What we want is when people are able to return back to their homes, because usually in any disaster, fire, flood, people are evacuated. But at some point, it's like, okay, once people are allowed to go back into their homes, a lot of times got a massive mess that they're faced with, the cleaning up, and kind of going through the physical, but also the emotional trauma of, hey, maybe you get back and you have no idea whether or not your house is standing or it's burned to the ground. You get there, having to go through the process of the pieces, both physically but really emotionally and spiritually too. It's a very, very tough challenge. So what Samaritan's Purse wants to do is just be alongside homeowners during that stage, come along beside them, and kind of as they're sorting through what to do next. Where are they going to settle? Food, water, shelter, all of that stuff is super important and stuff that we look to provide. But really, it's just come alongside them and giving them the support, emotional, physical, whatever they need, and trying to use local churches and the folks that are already on the ground to kind of help neighbors, resources, and help their neighbors, so that after a few weeks, a few months, Samaritan's Purse will leave the area, but the relationships that they've developed will last forever. So trying to connect neighbors with neighbors so that they can have ongoing recovery.
Sure, that's a great initiative you guys have got going there. Now, if people want to get on board and help out with Samaritan's Purse, particularly as the summer months roll in with bushfire season on us, what are some of the steps that we can do for people to be able to get on board with you guys?
Yeah, so we're always looking for volunteers. If you'd like to volunteer with Samaritan's Purse and kind of go out following a fire or a flood or that type of disaster and want to join one of our teams, opportunity to do that, you can sign up on our website, and that gives you some more information about what it looks like to volunteer. We know that everybody can't volunteer and can't get out there, but there's also other opportunities to get involved. If you wanted to partner with us and be a part of our work, especially folks that want to get involved with an organization that's out there helping and faster, but doing it from a perspective that we're actually trying to create opportunities to share the love of Christ with what we're doing. That's really our priority, and the people that were there is our priority, and the work gives us access to them. But we want to get out there and really love and care for where they are by meeting the physical needs. So there's tons of information about getting involved on our website. Just check it out and learn more.
Awesome. So Samaritan's Purse, is it .org.au?
Yep, that's it.
There you go. So, guys, SamaritansPurse.org.au is the website to go to. Now, again, if you find yourself in a position where you need to get some help on the ground after a bushfire has gone through, that is the website to go to. There were phone numbers and things like that on there to call. And, of course, those wonderful guys can come out and give you a bit of a hand in your time of need. And if you want to be a volunteer with them, again, jump on the website there. There will be the appropriate places to take you through. Dan, thank you so much for giving up your very valuable time this morning, mate. Super, super appreciate it. And having you on the show for the very first time, we will definitely get you back, probably, I reckon, during the summer months, just to give people another bit of a chat, bit of a heads up about who you guys are and what you're doing. And, of course, if people need to get in contact with you, they can do that.
Absolutely. Sounds great. Love to be back anytime.
All right, mate. You hold the line. I will get back to you very, very shortly. That is Dan Stevens there from, of course, Samaritan's Purse. Make sure you stick around. Some more great Christian music still to come. This is Rhema Brekky on your midweek Wednesday morning.